Max, let's finish up some fantasy football talk here with our week 15 Extra Juicy Dogs. This is where we give everybody a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a tight end that you can fire up in your fantasy matchups. Maybe it's a must start guy that's going to finish number one at the position. Maybe it's a guy later in the rankings that you can feel comfortable throwing in your flex. And we give touchdown guarantees. And Max, we haven't updated our my buddy Mr. Tutty guarantees this season. So let's get a quick update on that.
Hmm.
At the bottom of the standings, our boy Alex Triple, 0 for 1, buddy. 0 for 1. We gotta get that up. It was Jamar Chase too, missed on that one.
Ooh.
Yeah. He was too nervous to guarantee George Kittle in that game, who had two or three tutties, if you remember.
Yeah.
At the top of the leaderboard, also only making one selection, was our guy Jack Alvarado, who snuck in there with Joe Mixon. So 1 for 1, 100%. But Max, you and I are right there tight. I've had more bites at the apple as usual. I'm 7 for 20. You're 7 for 18. So you got me on the percentage right now, but it's close. It's close heading into week 15. Why don't you lead us off with your extra juicy dog at the quarterback position for week 15?
Let's do it. So, Cobrizi, I'm going to toss out a name that we usually talk about because we like to make fun of him a lot. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt because he has a good matchup. I'm going Aaron Rodgers against Jacksonville. All right. They're at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's ranked 32nd against quarterbacks, ranked 32nd dead last. Okay. No doubt has Aaron Rodgers had a queef year. Okay. This is leading into his retirement, by the way. Okay. I think that he might be done this season.
Yeah.
He's just getting old. He doesn't look that great. But he's got a couple more games in him. All right. He's not going to go out without a fight. You know, it can't just be a
Maybe.
complete queef the rest of the season. Last week, he had 339 yards, a tutty, 20 fantasy points in our league. Okay. Not
Solid.
too bad. You know, if he feeds Garrett Wilson's Devontae Adams, he's going to be good. He's going to be good against Jacksonville, especially because I see right now on a few of our, some people that have like Justin Herbert. I know he's questionable right now. If you need to stream a quarterback, it might be Aaron Rodgers as your top option. He's available in he's only rostered 42.6% in our league. It's probably going to be close to the same around your guys' leagues. So if you need him, throw him in there. But it's only if you absolutely have to. But he's got a good matchup. All right.
Yeah, Ayahuasca Rogers has a great matchup, dead last against the quarterback position. The Jags are. But yeah, I'm with you, Max. It might be his last season. Might be the last time we're seeing Aaron. The Jets don't want him back. Jets already came out and said we don't want you. I don't know who will want him. Right now, the Achilles tears and old quarterbacks, they're 2-0. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, not
Yeah.
looking good. Not
Mm,
looking good.
mm-mm.
My extra juicy dog at the quarterback position for week 15. Gonna be Miami Dolphin. Tua
Nice. Yeah,
Tagovailoa.
he's back.
He's quarterback 21 on the season, but he missed 4 games.
Yeah.
Quarterback 8 in points per game. Solid. But over his last 4 games, oh baby, he's been on fire. 11 touchdowns to 0 interceptions over his last 4.
Nice. Very good.
At least 23 and a half fantasy points in all 4 of those. Miami, they're 2.5 point road underdogs in Houston. This one's going to be a good one. They're going to have to be throwing. 46.5 point over under is tied for third highest on the week. Going to be some points here. And Houston, they're 23rd against the quarterback position in fantasy football. Bobby, he's been riding that Dolphin dynasty, that Dolphin, the three-headed monster with A-Chan and Tyreek Hill. And now that Tua's back, he's riding right into the playoffs and maybe the Final Four. I got Tua this week.
I like it. I like to. I'm glad that he's back, everybody. Really glad to see he's playing. For me, let's go ahead and move on to the running back position, Cobrizi. And now this guy that I have, she shocked. He shocked me this season. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Aaron Jones of Minnesota. Okay, Aaron Jones taking on
Yes.
Chicago. Chicago's ranked 25th against the rush. I mean, I was projecting him to be the queef of this division. I think. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't me. It was one of you guys. But I also had him written down, and then we were like, oh, pick someone else, pick someone else. But he just showed us that hey, he's the Aaron Jones he used to be in Green Bay. This is Aaron Jones. Okay, he only has 6 total touchdowns this year with 4 on the ground, but he has 893 rushing yards. Go Brizzy, I think that he's going to break 1,000 in this game. I think he's going to get over
Ooh,
100 rushing yards
very nice.
and break 1,000 yards in the game against Chicago. And you know what? Why not go Breezy? My buddy Mr. Teddy. He's going to
Hey,
get in the
hello.
end zone against Chicago.
Hello.
Chicago blows.
Chicago blows. How much are they losing by?
Ah, man, probably at least 2 touchdowns. At least.
Good, good. My extra juicy dog at the running back position for week 15. Gonna be Carolina Panther, Chuba Hubbard. Excuse me. Running back 12 on the season,
Yeah,
Max. He
big
was my
year.
my sleeper coming into the division. Trevor, you're welcome. He comes on the pod. He freaking drafts him 12th round, one of the best picks in all of fantasy this
Yep.
year. Chuba Hubbard, he's tied for 7th in the NFL with 215 carries. He is 6th in the NFL with 1,011 rushing yards. You want to talk about that 1,000 mark for Aaron Jones? Only 6 players have 1,000 rushing yards this season. Chuba's one of them. And he's also tied for 9th in the NFL with 8 rushing touchdowns. Jonathan Brooks, unfortunately, the second round pick out of Texas, he was working his way back into the fold. Unfortunately, he re-tore that ACL. Damn it.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, he re-tore that ACL, but that only means more touches for Chuba, more opportunities for Chuba Hubbard. The Panthers, they're 2.5 point home favorites over Dallas. Carolina's favored over the Cowgirls. I love that. Dallas, they're 29th against the running back position in fantasy football. They've allowed 21 rushing touchdowns this season. That is the most in the NFL. They're going to allow another. Chuba Hubbard getting in the end zone against the Cowboys this week.
I like it. Chuba, what a year. What a year for this guy. Great pick by you, by the way, when you brought him up in the beginning of the season of him being a sleeper. What a great year he's having.
RB12.
Wow. Moving on to the wide receiver, everybody. And you know what? I know I'm bashing on my Bears, but I am going to go with one guy. I'm going
Hey.
DJ Moore. Okay.
Hey.
DJ Moore at Minnesota. Minnesota is ranked 32nd dead last against wide receivers. Dead last. Okay. And which is surprising because Minnesota's actually got a pretty decent defense, but against the receivers, doing absolutely terrible. Now, DJ Moore last game against Minnesota, he had 7 catches on 7 targets, 106 yards, and a touchdown. That's 24.2 fantasy points. He's been averaging at least 7 targets, even in this crap offense. Okay. The offense sucks. You know, Caleb Williams is trying to chuck it. I think last week we only had like 7 total yards in the first half, and then they woke up a little bit. But hey, you know he's the number one option. You know he is. Okay, so they're going to feed him. And, you know, after having a great game against Minnesota the last game, I'm going to go ahead and say my buddy Mr. Tutty for DJ Moore. Let's get in the end zone.
Wow.
You got the great matchup for it. Hey, right now, DJ Moore has 104 targets this season. He's got 68 catches of those 104. I'm projecting this guy to get at least 85 catches. I think he's got 20, maybe 20 more catches in him. So, hey, if you got DJ Moore, check out these matchups because you should be starting them.
Nice, nice. You got him in your flex, if I'm not mistaken.
As of right now, I do.
Oh, as of right now, might be a little tinker stinker there Sunday morning.
We'll see.
Huh?
We'll see. You know,
My extra juicy dog at the wide receiver position for week 15. Gonna be Buffalo Bill Khalil Shakir. Wide receiver 22 in full PPR leagues. Also one of my sleepers from the divisional pods in the preseason. 13th round pick. That's a great pick, whoever got him. Khalil Shakir, he has 65 receptions on the season. That is tied for 15th in the NFL. He's Josh Allen's number one guy. You can say it's Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, I think, has been over 4 receptions for the Bills once. Khalil Shakir's done that 7 or 8 times this year. Khalil Shakir, we want to talk about, he is spreading it around. He is spreading around to everybody, but Shakir, number one guy. He's coming off 106 yards and a tutty at the Rams last week, getting into a nice little rhythm here with Josh. Buffalo, they're 2.5 point road underdogs in this game in Detroit. Bills, Lions. I love this game. 54.5 point over under, easily the highest on the week. That's the highest I've seen in a couple weeks. It's supposed to be a shootout here. Detroit, 24th against the wide receiver position in fantasy football. And last week, he had that touchdown in LA. That was his first touchdown since week 3. He hasn't had a touchdown since week 3 until last week. And he's only got 3 on the season. And when you got that, damn it, I can't guarantee. I want to guarantee 1 for Khalil. I do. But when you got 3 on the season, only 1 since week 3, he's a possession guy. He's a Keenan Allen guy. I like Khalil Shakir, wide receiver 22 on the season. Good pick by whoever got him.
Agreed. Moving on to the tight end, Cole Breezy. Okay. Big time name. I think he's really woken up. He's on my fantasy team. I'm going David Njoku. David Njoku taking on Kansas City. Kansas City's ranked 30th against tight ends this season. Cole Breezy, you got to hear these numbers from David Njoku these past 2 games. 2 games ago, 9 catches on 17 targets.
Whoa, whoa,
Only
whoa.
52 yards, but
17
2 touchdowns.
targets.
That's 21.7 fantasy points. That was a Monday miracle for me, everybody. That
Wow.
was awesome. That was awesome. Last week he had 7 catches on 13 targets, 42 yards, and an additional tutty. Okay, that's 13.7 fantasy points in our league. Go Breezy. I know right now they're saying he's questionable. He's missed 2 practices in a row. He's got a little tight hamstring. I think that he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be fine. If he is available, obviously you have him in your lineup because I'm calling another my buddy Mr.
Oh,
Tutty. Let's keep it rolling. 3
greedy
touchdowns in the past
season.
2 games. What's his name? Loves them. Jameis Winston loves them. When you look at these targets, 30 targets in the last 2 games. You kidding me? You better have him in your lineup. And come on, let's get him in the end zone. He's a great target in the end zone,
Wow.
man. He's huge and
Wow.
he's athletic. He jumps up to get the ball. Love
Mhm.
David Njoku.
Must be greedy season over there in Nashville. Three
I missed
guaranteed
I
for
missed a
today.
couple weeks. I missed a
Wow.
couple weeks on these, my
Wow.
buddy Mr.
Wow.
Tutties. Come on, come on.
I
Gotta
like
catch
the
up.
joke. I like Njoku. 30 targets over the last two games. Show me a tight end that's doing that. Please show me a tight end that's doing that. I tried to get him from you about 6 weeks ago. Maybe you weren't wanting to
No,
let him go.
you're getting trading me Tyler Algier.
Was it wasn't
He's
Charbonnet?
Tyler.
What?
I think you threw both of them in there. Tyler
Yeah,
Algier and Charbonnet for backup. I said, no, I'm not giving up
yeah,
Njoku.
that's fair. Yeah, three tight
Should
ends
have
this
asked for
time.
Kraft. Should have asked for Kraft.
Yeah, I'd go get Kraft right now if I want him.
Yeah, yeah, I dropped him.
Still top 10 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, he's doing
Crazy,
great.
crazy, crazy. Finishing up the extra juicy dogs here with my tight end for this week. Oh, I'm getting greasy. I'm getting nasty. I'm getting filthy. I'm going to Dallas. I'm going to the Cowboys. Jake Turd Ferguson. He's missed he's missed 3 games this year, Max. What do you think he's ranked tight end full PPR leagues? He's missed 3 games.
15th.
25th. 25th for
Oh,
Turd
even
Ferguson.
worse. Oh my
So
goodness.
why the hell am I talking about him right now? Why
Why?
why would
Yeah,
I
tell
bring
me.
him?
Tell
Why
me
would I
why.
put him in here? It's because the Carolina Panthers, they're dead last, 32nd against the tight end position in fantasy football. It is a funnel in the middle to the tight end position. Jake Ferguson, he returned from a concussion this past Monday night. He was a focal point of the offense. Only CD Lamb had more targets than Ferguson. So Cooper Rush, he's looking for him.
Hmm.
Dallas, like I said, is 2.5 point road underdogs in Carolina. That's crazy to me. Jake, he has not scored a touchdown this season. He's got a goose for tutties. But Carolina has given up 24 passing touchdowns this season. That's bottom 5 in the league.
Oh, come on, CD. That's all I got to say.
CD can get one, but damn it, I'm getting nasty. I'm getting greasy. Give me a my buddy Mr. Tutty for
Oh
Jake
my
fucking Turd
goodness. I don't know.
Ferguson.
I don't know
I'm
if I
looking at
believe it.
some of the names I got on this list for touchdown guarantees this year, and it's just filthy. I had Mike Gusicki one fucking week, so I might be right there again. But Jake Turd Ferguson against the Panthers, he's gonna sniff the end zone. He's gonna sniff the end zone. He might get drugged down at the 1, but he might get in there too.
I'll put a goose closer to a tutty.
Definitely could be a goose this week. Definitely could be a goose this week.